Okay, Steve, you are going to help me to try to do a summary of the most important, messages for this HP Amplify event. So, what did you see? What did you listen?
Well, I think there are a few key points which Enrique Lores, the CEO, brought out this morning. One is just how delighted everyone is to be back together in person. He talked about this event was like a family reunification or a college party of meeting your old schoolmates, and there's certainly a feel of that, people seeing each other again for the first time. And all being rather pleased to have survived the pandemic, business survived the pandemic, and in most cases the partners are doing pretty well, and HP also doing pretty well, although as it admitted on stage having some supply chain difficulties. But Enrique said one brilliant thing this morning, and he said that companies that will be successful in the future are trusted. And while maybe that's an obvious thing to say, it's pretty profound in this world that's now being changed by artificial intelligence. And if we look to the example of what Microsoft is now able to do by owning LinkedIn, owning Outlook, reading every email you send, knowing who your contacts are, knowing which spreadsheets you've produced, what presentations you've given, and when you've last been somewhere. And with ChatGPT, what Microsoft's going to do is start replying to your emails. So it's not only knows all your work, but it's doing your work for you. And Microsoft could do that because they're trusted. Many other companies, maybe we think of Facebook, would not be so trusted. So for Enrique to bring that out on stage was really profound and recognizing the AI stage.
For us, I'm very proud to have you here.
Thank you.
Such a brilliant, analyst worldwide, and helping us to do this kind of summary for our readers.
Yeah.
The other important person on stage was Lisa Su, and Lisa was talking about unblocked experiences with AI companies and companies working together, and AI and the future of AI. What do you think about that?
Well, Lisa has transformed AMD. I think she said on stage she doesn't want to be asked about her legacy yet. She's still thinking about this year, next year, but there are few business transformations that have been as dramatic and successful as AMD. And that is all down to the fact they picked the right leader in Lisa, but also they picked an engineer. And Lisa's strength and AMD's strength in last year's is very much around their product performance, product design, product performance, the rate of innovation, the use of power, the number of cores per chip, the diversification of the company by buying Xilinx. AMD has been able to navigate the slowdown of the PC much better than it would have done even 2 years ago, but the fact it's diversified into data center, it bought Xilinx. So it's an absolutely brilliant transformation. Although, being said, obviously AMD is impacted by the economic slowdown, the slowdown in the cloud. So it's not all as brilliant as it was 18 months ago, but still they're in a very strong position. If you want to talk further about AMD and its challenges, although Lisa definitely didn't say this on stage, the real threat and the real big change that's going on in the world of processors is the emergence of ARM. Apple's transition to the M1 and M2 chips inside its Macs has been a phenomenal success, almost faultless, flawless. And although people say Tim Cook at Apple is not an innovator, what they've done there is incredible innovation. And obviously Intel lost an important customer. And we see the rise of ARM both in PC and in data center as being pretty dramatic. Obviously what AWS is doing with Graviton in the data center, this is a strategic threat to AMD and Intel, and the pressure's building very fast. So that's something we'll see play out big time in the next 18 months, with ARM having all the momentum, it has to be said.
And finally, Steve, what do you think is the most important message for channels and for the future of the digital transformation business?
Well, I think from HP's perspective, where you give credit, I say they've had some turbulence in their supply chain, which has caused some tension with the partners, and they lost some market share during the pandemic due to shortages. Some other companies managed the situation better. But where HP has scored strongly under the leadership of Enrique Lores is its acquisitions. Although they're still thought of as a PC and printer company, you now for the first time see a vision of how they move beyond being just a PC and printer company. With the acquisition of Poly, I thought it was a wonderful statistic on stage today. There are 90 million meeting rooms in the world. Only 10% of them are probably
10%, yes,
equipped with video conferencing. It's a massive opportunity. I hope it works well, because as we all tried those systems, they're still too complicated and still too difficult when you walk into that room to get that call set up quickly and working quickly. But if Poly and HP can solve that, there's no doubt that's a massive opportunity. There was a lot of talk about hybrid working today. I still think the PC industry, not just HP, is behind. Why is it that the webcam, you're using an iPhone, or you're using a Samsung Galaxy S23 to record this interview, but why is it that smartphones have better cameras than PCs? It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be that way in this hybrid working world. Likewise, microphones, speakers inside PCs, they're simply not good enough. And Apple, I would say, is a bit ahead, but even the Mac is not as good as the iPhone. It's very odd, and the PC industry has been sleeping and should have caught up by now, and it's surprising they haven't. And that's a real opportunity for HP to bring in the Poly expertise and make world-class communication devices, which HP said on stage, these are communication devices, so make them. Give us 4K webcams, please, built in, so we'd have to carry separate cameras with us. There's a big opportunity there, but it's moving slowly, that shift.
Okay, big pleasure to having you with us.
Thank you, Seb.
Thank you very much for this.
And as I said earlier today, I hope we can invite you to our new North American conference in Palm Springs, November 13th to 15th. We will also have a few guests from Latin America there, and I hope you could be one of them.
Thank you. I will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.